But what I will say, man, you told me about that Rhapsody and Hit Boy. Speaking of Hit Boy, man, I hate I didn't listen to that before Monday's show. I got a lot to say about that record, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And it made me feel even more emphatic about what I said on the show the other day. Like, I could hear Megan on that record. I don't understand why Megan and Rhapsody don't make stuff together. You know what I'm saying?
Megan on that record?
I mean, I think from a stylistic, rap-wise, I could hear her collaborating with somebody like a Rhapsody. But all that aside, great song. I think it's a Song of the Year candidate, and I would love to hear Hit Boy and Rhapsody make more music together. Hit Boy's album-making ability, Rhapsody's album-making ability, and a song like this, I mean, I think it just sets it off.
She said, if I had a dick, I would be in the conversation with the greatest.
JY with the Super Chat says, what up, A2HH? It's been a while since I could catch a live, but I'm tuning in all the time. Y'all are number one. We appreciate that. Number one.
Well, we're going to be going live at 7 in studio now on Mondays and Wednesdays. So this is the new pull-up time slot segment. So, And
y'all been rocking with us since we kind of trying to find our times, right? But Monday, Wednesday, 7 o'clock, be here live. And if you can't catch the live, definitely catch that rebroadcast.
Yeah.
But we're going to make sure we're here for the people. I'm going to make sure we are here for the people. You got something to say, Coop?
No, I was about to say something shady, but don't worry about it.
We had a real heated show. What was that? Monday. We spoke on a lot of things. But I do want to start with some sports stuff.
Go ahead, run it.
KD's your guy.
Yeah.
The Suns lost last night.
They did.
Suns are your pick for NBA champions this year.
Yeah.
And Victor Wembanyama was on the Spurs side, and they won last night. Do you think Victor's the real deal? Do you think he's KD's replacement? Because he says KD's his guy.
His game is KD's game. I say this respectfully about what I've seen. His basketball IQ is not where LeBron or Kevin Durant's was at that age. So that is what he's missing. He's got the gifts. His basketball IQ is not there where theirs was.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even in LeBron's class with basketball IQ.
Well, not many people are.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
And the arc in which KD basketball IQ like multiplied in volumes in those early years, I don't see that just yet. But it's only been a few games.
Yeah.
But more troubling is the shitty refereeing that's already going on early in the season. Kevin Durant was literally on the bench after that play, wiping blood in two separate places off his face. It's blatant foul. Phoenix still shouldn't have let them be in position to win that game, but that game was lost because it's a bad call by the refs. But that's also why there's 82 games. But just sports officiating has just been less than stellar lately. Most notably in the NBA the last few seasons. Last night was just more evidence of that.
Well, even in college football, you saw what happened in Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
That was wild.
I mean, you're talking to a Notre Dame fan, Mike. You know how many times we catch the shaft? I'm still like having flashbacks of Reggie Bush's punk ass pushing Matt Leinart in illegally. Like,
man.
Ohio State just
I love that USC team. That was an incredible team.
I'm glad Vince Young beat them.
He's a hater. JY with the super chat says, this time is easier for Australian time. Appreciate it. Well, that's what's up. I mean, 7 sounds like it's good for everybody for the most part. If it's good with Australia, who is it not good with then?
What up to the Aussies?
What up to the Aussies, man? They've always tapped in with the hip hop. All right. To your statement about his basketball IQ, he didn't play college basketball here in the States, right? That's one thing. Other thing, who would you say, who's come from that foreign basketball system did have that basketball IQ?
Tony Kukoc, Drazen Petrovic.
Well, Tony played for a long time.
Arvydas Sabonis,
Luka, okay. You think Luka has Luka's basketball IQ is
off the charts.
Yeah.
He's just an asshole and a selfish player, but his IQ is there.
I like Luka a lot, and I think for the people who have
he's not a winner.
watched this show, I mean, I think it's too early to say that.
No, it's not. When you have that type of talent, he's not going to win anything.
He doesn't have a lot of talent over there. I think him. I mean, he just got Kyrie.
Who's his sidekick?
It's Kyrie. But who else they got? They're two guards. Like, who else they got?
Nobody told them to sign Kyrie.
No, I feel you, but it's not like he has a load of talent over there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like the way he plays basketball, Mike. Like, I like the way he plays basketball, like, individually, but his team game sucks.
You think he's a ball hog, or you think he's a volume shooter, or what is it?
All the above, plus arrogant and selfish as fuck, and out of shape more times than he needs to be. Including this season when they said he was getting in shape, and I'm still looking at him and like, no, you still look like you were fucking out of shape.
So do you think
at like 24?
Do you think Wembanyama
a sit up
is going to improve his basketball knowledge? Because I mean his basketball IQ, because he plays for Popovich, plays for the Spurs in that system.
No, we're going to see if he takes a KD type of leap, and this is what I mean about basketball IQ. Is like KD's basketball IQ was high, except for the passing and defensive part of his game. Mm-hmm. But you saw it jump and jump and jump, and to the point now where you're seeing Kevin Durant like doing no-look bounce passes at 7 feet now. And so do I think he's on that arc or trajectory? I think it's still a little too early to tell. But, I mean, the striking thing to me was just the fact that it's like, well, Kevin Durant had to shake and bake him to get that shot off on him and fade on him.
Well, that was going to be my next thing. With that type of athleticism and that type of size, does it even really matter what his basketball IQ is at that point, as long as he could fit into a system?
You know, a lot of this is going to depend on how long Popovich actually coaches this team.
Well, whoever Popovich has coming up next is probably going to be Popovich 2.0 anyway.
It never happens like that, though. You know,
all of the people that come from his tree seem to do pretty well.
How many NBA champion coaches have come from his tree?
Kerr comes from him. Mike Budenholzer comes from him.
Okay.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. I think Mike Woodson comes from him.
I think so.
So yeah, there's a lot of really great coaches that come from him. So when he steps down, I'm pretty sure whoever is going to take his spot, which could be Tim Duncan or something, who knows? It's going to be all right.
Okay, so here's the thing. He does have Tim Duncan and David Robinson in that organization.
He does.
And Popovich.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see how this goes.
Yeah. He has all the tools to be one of the greats.
Can I bring up something right quick? Because I know people on this show feel like I cape and I cap for KD because he's a Libra and because I like his game. But let me be honest with you about something. If Steph Curry or LeBron James would have been the fourth fastest player in NBA history to reach 27,000 points, with the only people ahead of them being Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, it would be the sports talk of the world today, would it not?
Well, why don't you think that KD gets the mainstream media attention and adoration that Steph and LeBron get? Because I agree with that.
See, this is what I don't know if you noticed. It's like I like the greats who get the have-not treatment from the media. And that's what he gets. He literally...
Like Nas.
Correct. Think about this. The only three players to score 27,000 points in fewer games is Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, and Michael Jordan. Mike, those are the three greatest scorers of all time other than him.
They are.
What does that say about him?
I mean, we know what he is.
But why don't we talk about it like that?
Why doesn't the media talk about it like that?
That's what I'm saying. So
what's their problem with KD?
I don't know. It's like it's not a KD problem. It's like, what makes you think LeBron and Steph are so much better than this guy? Because they're not. Like, LeBron's a little bit better. Steph is a couple notches below.
Steph's not. And I mean, let's be real, guys. Like,
Steph can't play defense.
I know we love Steph, and I love Steph.
Steph ain't
and you
never
know
played
what?
defense in
if
his life.
We want to be perfectly honest, right? If we're talking about favorite players, I like Steph better than I like KD as a player or whatever. But if we're talking about drafting somebody, nobody's going to draft Steph over KD. That's not happening.
Right.
Yeah. So
that would be like drafting Wes Welker over Randy Moss, like just on talent and like look.
I'd rather watch Steph play than watch KD play just on some, personal. I love the 3-point shot. I love, the way Steph
Steph's
plays the
box
game,
office.
whatever. But yeah, that's not even a conversation. Like, who's the better player? That's not even. I mean, he proved it once they got on the same team.
I mean, so how about this? This man just scored 27,000 points, and the talk of the conversation is how good is Wemby going to be? Not just from you and me,
yeah,
but from everybody. It's like he's the fourth fastest man to 27,000 points. Hello,
Mad Max with the super chat says, if Wemby don't at least touch Duncan's rim, he's a bust. Pause. That's kind of, and come on, man, like that's Tim Duncan, man.
I was about to say, okay, so here's where the expectations for Wembanyama are different. Tim Duncan is an easy top 10 player.
Mm-hmm.
KD, in my opinion, is a top 10-ish player. That's too much to ask of him. Those guys don't grow on trees.
You know what? We've never seen anybody with his size, athletic ability all in one. So I agree with what you're saying, but he doesn't grow on trees either. He's like a Shaq in a sense. Like we're not going to see too many Shaqs running around here.
I'm just interested to see how he's going to hold up with this game and that body. Because even since KD would be the closest comp to him.
Injury's the only thing, man.
Well, think about where KD would be without that Jones fracture or that ACL. Right. And so a lot of that has to do with his size and limber, skinny frame, which Wembanyama has. Except for Wemby's about 5 inches taller than KD.
That's
and
crazy.
it makes me worry injury-wise about him the same way I've always worried about KD. And I don't know if you noticed, KD been a little nicked the last few years.
One thing that works for Victor is the fact that there's load management in this league, and Popovich is actually the one who started load management. And the other thing that works for him is this league is a lot more soft than other leagues in other decades before it. So he can sustain. It's not like they're gonna beat him up in the paint or anything. Like that's not happening. Pause. Mad Max with the super chat says KD is not as charismatic as those guys. LOL. I mean, Duncan's better than Bron, Steph, and KD, and no one talks about him. Mad Max also says only guy I see getting snubbed by the media while getting hype from them was Kobe. Did Kobe get snubbed by the media? I remember when the media
No.
I remember when the media ranked Kobe the 94th player in the league. That was fucked up. That was ESPN who did that, actually. I think, and then the league was also, or ESPN again, I think was making stories about the fact that Kobe was taking the Lakers' money and not putting them in position to rebuild. I remember that.
Okay.
But other than that, and other than, the Colorado thing, I feel like the media was pretty kind to Kobe. They respected Kobe.
First of all, when the Colorado thing was happening, there was nothing that anybody in the media could say about Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe was the best player in the league when that was going on.
And he said all the right things. The person that...
Get that going out there and busting everybody's ass every night.
This is the analogy I'll give.
Get off a
Allen
plane,
Iverson was Jodeci. Kobe was Boys to Men to the media.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Kobe said all the right things, did all the right things, went out there and played. You know what I'm saying? He had a good image. He was out there on, you know what I'm saying, with Moesha. He was on television. Remember the show Hang Time? He was doing that stuff. Like, so yeah, I can't say that maybe
taking Brandy to the prom and shit.
Yeah, maybe people who caught Kobe in the latter part of his career feel that way, but nah. Especially when Kobe went to was it China, the Olympics? Mm-hmm. He was the guy. He was the belle of the ball, all that. So yeah, I think the media was fine with Kobe.
They were great
now,
with Kobe.
KD, nah.
Here's the reality of the matter. First of all, what if I were to tell you that the only thing that Kobe has over KD offensively is in the post? Right. Kobe's not a better shooter than KD. God rest his soul. On any level. We got evidence to prove that.
He's a better clutch shooter, in my opinion. But I get what you're saying. Like, from a night in, night out, if they were doing that shootout.
Can I ask you something? Did Kobe ever have to play a LeBron type of character in the NBA Finals?
Whose fault is that?
No. I'm asking a question.
You're talking about his
clutchness. Hold on. When is clutch?
No.
Clutch
I
is
agree
the finals,
with what you're
right?
saying.
KD's played LeBron 3 times. Who did Kobe play like LeBron? Did you say that he's clutch like that? Because last time I checked,
he played.
Last time I checked, Shaq won 3 MVPs, and he couldn't sniff an MVP until Shaq was good and gone. And as much as I love Paul Pierce is not in Kobe and KD's stratosphere, and definitely not LeBron.
KG, Allen Iverson's Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce.
Respectfully to all those guys, and you know how I feel about Iverson. Ain't none of them guys even close to fucking with KD or LeBron. I'm
Well,
sorry.
those guys were beating LeBron. And the other part of it
Collectively as a team.
No. When the Lakers went to the finals and had to face Orlando, that Orlando team beat that Cavs team. The table was set for that to be a LeBron and Kobe finals. They had the little bobbleheads. You remember that?
I remember the Nike commercial.
Yeah. So the table was set for that. And honestly, that might have worked out in LeBron's favor, because if that was the only finals that he would have went to against Kobe and would have lost that one, it might not have been a good look.
All I'm saying is that young prime Kobe wasn't even the best player on his team in clutch moments. That was Shaq outside of the Indiana series. I'm not finished. No, I'm not finished. No, I'm not finished because I know you're about to do this. Let's go to the Detroit Pistons finals. Yeah. You know the one he shot 37% in with his clutch ass?
Yeah, because
37% in the finals?
I watched that finals.
You sure you're more clutch than KD? Because KD's finals numbers are crazy, and it's definitely not no 37% shooting.
I will say this. Tayshaun Prince had a glove on him, man. He was just too long for him. Pause. Why does this keep happening?
You talking about Tayshaun Prince? You talking about Tayshaun Prince?
Tayshaun Prince was a great defender. Come on.
No, that's Kobe Bryant, Mike. He's one of the 5 greatest scorers this game has ever seen. Don't give me Tayshaun Prince.
This man had like a 7'3" wingspan.
No. Give me Scottie Pippen. Give me prime Scottie Pippen or prime Kawhi. Don't feed me that Tayshaun Prince. He should have bullied Tayshaun Prince in the post.
He bullied Scottie Pippen.
he bullied old Scottie Pippen.
Scottie wasn't that old.
Yes, he was.
Not that old.
I'm sorry. No,
he was younger than what KD is now.
Prime defensive Scottie Pippen put Magic Johnson in check. Never forget that.
Esquire with the super chat says Kobe was indeed snubbed by the media. That's the reason why he was voted by the media as the 4th in MVP, averaging 35, 5, and 5 with Smush Parker on his team. I mean, what people got to understand about seasons like that, if your team is like 8th or 7th seed, you're probably not going to get in the top 3 of MVP voting.
KD has more top MVP finishes than Kobe does, Mike. You want to explain that?
Somebody in the chat says Scottie Pippen was 45 years old. That's like coming to America.
He was in his mid-30s when Kobe was doing that to him. He was like 35, 36. He was
younger than KD is right now.
He's right at KD's age right now, but Scotty's not KD either. All I'm saying is that,
you know what? Scotty was younger than when Jordan won his 6th ring without a lot of help from Scotty.
It's not fair to compare Michael Jordan to Scotty.
All I'm
trying to say is when you're
comparing ages.
No. I'm just saying when you're saying that Kobe is more clutch than KD, I'm just saying I have evidence to the contrary.
I tell you this, as a person who rooted against Kobe Bryant team,
37% against the Pistons.
As a person who rooted against Kobe Bryant teams, when you see that man in the 4th quarter, you fear that individual on the other end of the court. You just do.
Here's what I'll tell you about.
It's an intangible thing. I see what you're saying from a statistics standpoint. You're pulling out a series that none of those guys play well in, honestly.
No, Shaq averaged 28 and 14, Mike.
Did he?
Yes. Go pull up the numbers, my G.
That must have been a
Shaq
tough
was out
one.
there beasting them, and they lost in 5 games. Go pull up the numbers, Mike.
Yeah, we got to pull that one up because I don't remember it being like that.
Okay, first of all, everybody from 1999 to 2004, not named Tim Duncan, got ragdolled by Shaq if they played him in the playoffs.
Well, this is what I was going to say.
And he did it to Tim a couple times, too.
This is what I was going to say. Any of the guys that we're talking about, whether it be LeBron, KD, whatever, if they're on Shaq's team in 2000, 2001, they're the number 2 guy. It's just what it is.
Correct. So a lot of his clutchness you're talking about?
I'm talking about after Shaq, really.
Correct.
Yeah.
But he did most of his work with Shaq.
Did he?
Because he was in position to because of Shaq.
He did most of his winning with Shaq, but I think
that's when you have to be clutch, though, Mike. That's what I'm saying.
He had to be more clutch having to go against those Spurs teams, having to go against, Boston.
He shot 5 for 23 in Game 7, Mike. That's not clutch. Against Boston.
Oh, man, come on.
I thought you said he was clutch. What's up with 5 for 23? That's Game 7 in L.A., Mike. 5 for 23.
Is it not clutch that when you're having an off game to go out there and get 19 rebounds as a shooting guard?
We've discussed the 19 rebounds and Kendrick Perkins not being on the floor.
Oh, my God. We see who the Kobe hater is. I thought I was a Kobe hater back in the day.
I'll take Kobe over LeBron for a game.
The Raisin Head with the super chat says Nas called
Just
Kobe
wild.
a coon on
These are our
Streets
heroes.
Disciple.
Yeah, these are our heroes.
Esquire with the super chat says the media also sided with Shaq during the feud and acted like Shaq was innocent, even though Shaq admitted his role. And Shaq was jealous of Penny too. I will say this, and I love Shaq. And like I said, in a vacuum, Shaq will probably be my number one pick, even over Michael Jordan in a vacuum, right? If I didn't know. Yeah. No, obviously, no. Cool.
I'm not picking nobody who
Cool.
can't shoot free throws first.
Come on, man. Coming out of LSU and coming out of North Carolina, you're going to pick Shaq over Michael. But this is what I will say.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna tell you why. Rest said he said what they say Houston said what they said hold on, what Portland say is like, oh, we got a two guard, we got Clyde Drexler, like draft Michael Jordan, play him at center.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody talk about Shaq like that coming out of college. Oh, put Shaq anywhere.
But,
Shaq's a game changer.
But I'm gonna say this though. The media has always seemed to coddle Shaq for whatever reason. It's everybody else's fault but Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like, the media seems to take Shaq's side whenever and whatever, even with the Dwight Howard stuff.
You're talking post Orlando Shaq.
Yes.
Orlando Shaq got criticized like hell.
Yeah, he did.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, he did.
Got undressed in the finals.
Because at that point, he hadn't won anything either.
No, I said he got undressed.
Yeah. I mean, they deserved that.
He didn't have low post moves until Akeem schooled him in those finals.
Mad Max to the super chat says KD is getting guarded by LeBron James, is a bad defender, and Kobe being guarded by Prince is totally different. Prince is 6'9" and athletic. Coop, what are you saying? Right,
okay.
I agree with Mad Max.
Okay,
Esquire with the super chat. Hold on, let me get this one in. He says Russ won MVP at the 7th seed.
Facts.
Moses Malone won as a bottom seed. Kareem won MVP in the
On a losing
season
team.
where he didn't even make the playoffs. Selective memory. Okay, some of these other individuals you're talking about are ancient, but the Russell thing, he averaged a fucking triple-double, something we hadn't seen in like 30, 40 years. So that's why he won from the 7th seed. It's different averaging a triple-double the whole season than averaging 35, 5, and 5. It's different.
The guy who was arguably the best or second best player in the league left him and he shined. That's why Russell Westbrook won MVP.
Exactly.
Right.
And you got to look at what the rest of the league is doing too. You know what I'm saying? And let's not sit here and shit on what the Phoenix Suns and Steve Nash were doing. I mean, at the time, they were playing great basketball, and to give the MVP to somebody who's playing from the 7th seed and not, the point guard is running this Phoenix team and doing some things that people hadn't seen at the time is wrong.
So, Mike, this is what I mean. Okay, so first of all, you and Mad Max don't know what you're talking about. Because in 2012, remember the 2012 finals? You know LeBron James was first team all defense that year, right?
He should be every year.
You know LeBron was the MVP that year, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know Kevin Durant averaged 30 points against him and shot 50% from the field in the finals, and that was being guarded by LeBron. Kobe's never had to deal with anybody like that. Kobe's never had to guard and be guarded by a first team all NBA defense and offensive player who was also the MVP. And he damn sure didn't go for 30 with 50% from the field if he did play somebody comparable to that.
But Coop, let's be
and
honest.
37% for a 5-game series still holds, and so does 5 for 23 in Game 7 at home, my G.
With the length and the athleticism, it's much easier for KD to pull up on LeBron or pull up over LeBron than it is for Kobe to pull up over somebody like Tayshaun.
You can't teach height.
Tayshaun's 6'9" with like a wingspan of like 7'3".
How tall is Kobe?
6'6".
Kobe is not 6'6",
He
Mark.
is,
He's
man.
6'8".
No, he's not. You're thinking about Tracy McGrady.
6'7" at least.
He's not. Jordan was actually taller than Kobe. If you find
Jordan is not taller than Kobe,
find
Mike.
all the
That's
pictures,
wild.
Find all the pictures of them standing next to each other.
I know you're bugging because James Harden is 6'5", and Kobe is noticeably taller than James Harden when they play each other.
I don't think James Harden's 6'5". You know what?
No.
Look up Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant standing together. Find me one where Kobe's towering over Jordan.
He's not towering over him, but he's an inch taller than Mike.
No, Pippen towers over Jordan because he's an inch taller than Mike.
No, Kobe. Scotty's 6'8".
Scotty's 6'7".
He's not. Mike, his rookie card literally says 6'7" and a half.
Okay, Esquire with the super chat.
Put the shoes on, 6'8".
Coop, you're naming 2 bad shooting performances. Watch Game 7 in 2000 Western Conference Finals and compare Shaq and Kobe's numbers coming back from 15 going into the 4th.
First of all, The Spurs series. He's talking about the Spurs series. I'm going to give Kobe the Spurs series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give Kobe the Pacers series. Those were the 2 best series he ever played, clutch-wise.
What about the you said the Sixers, right? No.
The Sixers.
I blew them out.
Shaq averaged like 36 and 20 or some shit, Mike. That wasn't Kobe's series.
Poor Mutombo. We got to get to some hip-hop, man. We're going to be on this all day.
Wow.
Man,
Y'all acted like Kobe was the man on these teams. It's like, no. They were like, he didn't have to do nothing to hit a couple buckets in the fourth quarter because Shaq couldn't hit free throws. That's not being clutch. You have Shaq.
Mad Max with the Super Chat says 2 of them 5 for 23 shots were in the last 2 minutes. He showed up in the clutch and had clutch assists to Artest, yes, who made that shot.
No,
that
Ron,
actually, yeah.
hold on. Oh, it's clutch assist now?
Clutch assists.
Clutch assist?
Now that's a new one.
When the fuck have we ever said clutch assist or clutch rebounds, Mike? Since you bringing up the rebounds and Mad Max bringing up the assists.
I don't think I even said that about like
Very
LeBron
problematic
or anything.
how y'all behaving. When we're talking clutch and we're talking Kobe, all you niggas know we talking about shooting the damn ball. I don't know why y'all trying to bring up some rebounds and assists like Kobe ass is Magic Johnson or John Stockton with the ball. Y'all are wild.
Well, see, this is the thing. He did whatever it needed to take to win. Like, you know, James Harden's one of those examples. James Harden's such a great player.
No,
when he's
not.
having an off game, he doesn't do the other things that can help the team.
No, he's not a great player.
You don't think James Harden's a great player? Okay. Esquire
hold on. How you feel about, if he's so great, the Clippers are the favorite right now, right? Because they got Westbrook, Paul George, and creaky knees to go with Harden. Creaky knees, PG, Harden, Westbrook, right? If Harden is who you say he is, they're the favorites.
Kawhi's
right?
over there too, right?
Creaky knees. Creaky knees? You ain't heard about creaky knees?
They should be the favorite then, right?
Right. If Harden is who y'all saying who he is, they should be the favorites, right?
They should be.
Because they're literally walking around with 2 regular season MVP winners in Westbrook and Harden, and a 2-time finals MVP in creaky knees, and an all NBA defense and offensive player in PG. If Harden's who y'all think he is, and he's not, we're about to find out, creaky knees in the squad taking the whole thing, long as creaky knees don't go creaky.
So you think that the Suns would beat them in the series?
I'm looking forward to them beating the Suns in the series. I mean, the Suns beating them in the series. Hold on, didn't they just beat them last year? Right, creaky knees.
Esquire with the Super Chat says, so averaging 35, 5, and 5 in the modern era where the league averaged 92 points isn't MVP worthy. Nash averaged 18-10, which are 3rd team all NBAs today. I mean, if you look at it on paper, sure. But you have to understand that, again, that Phoenix team was the number 1 seed. And, you know, it is what it is.
So Shaq's the one that got robbed in Steve Nash's MVPs.
I could see that.
Not Kobe. That's why I'm saying, yep. No, Shaq's the one that got robbed.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd got robbed by Tim Duncan one time.
Yeah. Esquire with the Super Chat says, it's actually the Blazers series. Get your facts right.
He wasn't clutching the Blazers series.
He wasn't? They made that comeback.
The 15-point comeback?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
Where Scottie Pippen was missing layups.
I'm about to say, okay, so now we have a difference of opinion. There's a difference between being clutch and somebody else failing miserably. As in, Scottie Pippen couldn't hit a fucking shot and then couldn't hit a shot and started passing the ball to Rasheed Wallace who was being guarded by who? Right.
Mad Max with the Super Chatter. We're going to get on to the next topic.
We got to get off of this.
Yeah. Mad Max says, same Shaq that was in the Western Conference Finals in 2000 and had less points than Kobe, less rebounds, less assists, shot worse from the field, had more to do. More turnovers.
The Western Conference Finals against Portland?
All right.
We're going to have to check Mad Max. Go ahead and go to the next topic while I put Mad Max in this tape.